Temecula, California.
My mom always said it's don't sweat the small stuff. You know what? It's all small stuff.
Make some noise for Ice
I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up and check. I got the message.
Is this thing on?
Make sure you watch me on the Kim Pot Pandas YouTube channel on episode 2 of the Overdogs podcast.
This is Overdogs Podcast.
Welcome to episode 2, season 1 of Overdogs Podcast, the fighting, drinking, betting, and dumb shit show. I'm your host, Bags. We got Mac Malley. We got Smiling Sam Alvey. And we've got a wild guest tonight, and Mr. Mike Perry. So how you boys doing tonight?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. UFC 290 just around the corner. Card of the year. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, at least the main card, every fight on the main card. Undercard looks good too. You know who's on the undercard, and I can't believe it. Robbie. Robbie's on the undercard. I can't believe it.
I'm okay with it. If you look at some of his last fights, I mean, Legacy, yeah, he should be on the main card, but ESPN always needs someone big to headline the prelims. I mean, you're a UFC fighter, you probably know that, but I think, yeah, I'm not too mad at it. And you look at some of his last fights, they have just not been. If he goes out there and he looks like crap, waste.
He hasn't looked like crap in a while. I mean, he's looked good in at least his last fight. What was his last fight against Nick, right?
Wasn't it Diaz? Yeah, he looked good on that one. Yeah,
he looked great on that. He looked like a new man on that. Given Nick looked like he wasn't there to fight, but Robbie looked real good on that fight.
I don't understand how Nick Diaz looked so decent, so slow. Like he was moving so slow. You get what I mean? It's like he had it still, but just no pop. Robbie just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, Robbie looked good. I mean, talking bad about Nick in the fight makes it seem like Robbie didn't look. Robbie looked great. He might have looked prime. He might have made prime Nick look bad, as sharp as he looked that fight.
I got to correct us. Both of us thought this. I forgot about the Brian Barberina fight. He fought Brian Barberina lost by TKO.
Oh, that's right.
That's it.
No.
But yeah, there you go.
So we've got Bo Nickel as the very first start of that main card, and he did get a replacement. You guys said,
yes,
yeah, Valentin Woodburn. Guy was going to be on Contender Series here not too long, and he just took a big step up. And when the UFC calls, you got to take it. You can't say no. It's yes, I'm in. Then you go out there and maybe make an extra $50,000 with the win.
Imagine turning down a spot on that card for fight week in July. Like, you'd be crazy.
His debut in the UFC is against, the budding superstar on the main event of the biggest card of the year. You say yes to that, and you go out there and try and win.
Yeah, two monster belt fights. That night. I mean, the card is completely stacked. And originally it was supposed to. They were. John and Stipe were supposed to be fighting on this card. Originally right after that fight in March, and just didn't pull together. But imagine that card with John and Volk and Moreno. Whew.
Yeah, have you heard anything why that fight didn't come together? Because I've been searching. It was going to happen, and then I stopped hearing about it.
It sounded like they both wanted it, and I'm sure there's no way Stipe wanted to pass up on that money. Like, no way.
Yeah. I think it was Stipe, actually. Now I think about it, I think it was Stipe said he wanted something a little bit later. If I remember right, I could try to do some research, but it's just one of those things where it's like one of them got hurt. One of them said I wouldn't be ready right then. But yeah, that would have been ideal.
Because I know John has hinted at and I know that nothing's set in stone, but he's been hinting at fighting in like November in Madison Square Garden.
Ooh.
Who?
John Jones. He had hinted about fighting in Madison Square Garden. Yeah.
Well, he needs to. I mean, he's from Epcot, New York. I mean, a lot of people credit Albuquerque, New Mexico, but he's just trained here his whole life. He's from Epcot, so him fighting in NYC would be big.
Yeah, the only problem with fighting in New York is they take a big chunk out of your paycheck. New Yorkers, I love the people. It was one of my favorite fights being in New York, but the state took a big chunk out of my paycheck.
Did they really? Yeah, it's New York, man. I tell you what, though, I went to Alex Pereira and Adesanya in Miami. And it was the first fight they'd had there in several years. And that place was absolutely lit.
Yeah.
It was probably bigger than maybe any Vegas fight that I've been to outside of like the McGregor fights.
Okay.
That place was going absolutely apeshit. That's when who was it? Masvidal fought Georgie.
Yeah, who did
Gilbert
he fight?
Burns.
Burns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Trump showed up, and that place exploded. It was the wildest scene I've ever seen. Kevin Holland wins and jumps over the cage and runs down there and shakes Trump's hand. It was wild scenes that night.
Yeah, I remember seeing all the highlights of the night. They were just highlight after highlight. I mean, the UFC's Twitter team was just on fire.
And then of course that fight. I mean, it looked like Pereira was about to take his head off, and all of a sudden Izzy comes back and drops him. I mean, it was electric.
Yeah,
I like both, man. I took Alex Pereira to Waffle House at 3 a.m. one time, man. And I got to ask him anything. He's one of the coolest guys. He's scary for sure, but who you got to be scared of at a Waffle House at 3 a.m. when you got Alex Pereira sitting there?
Yeah.
But I was talking to him, and it was interesting. He said that in that next fight he wanted to beat him for one round, then sub him in the second. Him and Glover were specifically working on something for that arm triangle. Right. And to see him go out there and try to finish it super quick, I was like, okay, I guess he threw that away. But I was also one of the very few people that said, dude, you can't count out Izzy just because he's lost three times to him. If you look at the 3 times, like the kickboxing fight was what a lot of kickboxing fans would consider, I don't know if a robbery, probably a robbery. In the second fight, he was having his moments. That's what happened.
He was winning until he got knocked out. I mean, he was winning the fight, and then one punch away from not winning the fight.
But eventually, two guys that are at that caliber, they fight enough times, somebody's going to catch a win. I mean, you can't. It's like watching 2 World Series baseball teams, right? Like nobody's going to get swept.
Yeah, yeah. If I can interject real quick, so I did just look, and I think what I said does check out. It looks like Chael Sonnen at least said, and take that with a grain of salt, but he said that Stipe Jones is kind of up in flames, and that it's going to be Sergey and Jones in August. So that goes right into where I said I think Stipe came out and said something like he wouldn't be ready till like September, and Jones said, well, fuck that, I want to get a fight. So Sergey Jones he doesn't have the name value Francis does, but damn, that's a banger.
Fucking fun fight.
I like that fight. I thought Jones.
Me too.
I hate saying it, but I thought Jones was going to smoke Stipe. I thought that the size difference was going to be huge and noticeable. Stipe's got a shorter reach than Jose Aldo did, and it's crazy to think that. And so I thought Jones was going to smoke him, but the Sergey fight's fun. I'm gonna have to watch more of his stuff, but I think Jones still wins that one. But that's just first impression.
I think Jones has to be a huge favorite, and he was against Stipe because they had already launched the lines, right? Yeah. And I don't know if you remember this, but when they launched Jones and Gann actually came out as a slight favorite, which was shocking, right? But it was like, look, John hadn't fought in 3 years. Like, what condition he's going to come in? He's moving to heavyweight. Gann looks pretty good. And I'm telling you, the bettors hit that line so hard, but that he went from a dog to like a minus 350 favorite by the time that fight kicked off. And then obviously it was a 30-second win. But with that said, I think the line with Stipe, John, was like minus 450. So that's 4.5 to 1 to win that fight, right? Like, that's a big line. I know we talked about this. We talked about this like last week with Ilya and Emmett, right? We were like pretty perplexed that it was a 350 favorite in a fight like that. But damn, did Vegas nail that? Like, he dominated 5 rounds in a 50-42 win.
This week, this card 290, they've got a lot of big over. I mean, Whitaker is like minus 450, like we we're just saying. They're not giving any respect to Yair. Excuse me, not Yair. They're not giving any respect to Yair either. But they're not the Drake. No. They're not giving any respect to Drakus.
Ooh, man, we could dive into these big time.
What a banger card, man. I cannot believe I'm not flying to Vegas for this shit. I can't believe it.
It is. I considered going to Vegas for this card. It's like, man, this is a really good card coming up.
And I may just wake up on Friday morning and say, let's go.
Fucking pick me up, bro, on your way. What the hell?
Just hitchhike and hoping the plane swings a rope.
Right. Do a Batman extraction like in the Dark Knight, bro.
Right? Yeah.
You want to? Hey, you want to do it? Because you want to do it, Mac? I think I've got to stop in New Mexico for my second fill up.
Fucking hit me up, dude. Yeah.
All right.
That's the only reason anyone stops in New Mexico anyway. Green chili or for gas. Or drugs.
Let's talk about it after this. I think last time we landed in Albuquerque. So how far are you from there?
20 minutes. Like from the airport? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this.
What do you guys think about the Volkanovski versus Yair fight?
Okay, can I start this one?
Yo, please do.
Dude, like I've said it so many fucking times, man. You know, I've watched enough fights to know there's just always room for something to go wonky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, then you have certain fighters that seem to embody that chaos or that wildness, bro, and that would be Yair. I mean, he has had, we don't have to bring up the Chan Sung Jung TKZ knockout. I mean, he's losing that fight until 5 seconds, and then he just makes up an elbow. And then you find out later, no, he actually trains that thing. This is a fight Volk should win. And I think there's parallels to the Robert Whittaker and Dricus fight. But this is a fight Volk should win. He's used to fighting taller fighters. Yair takes a lot of shots. He has an incredible chin, you know, fighting Mexican spirit. He's got that. So barring Yair catching him with something crazy, it usually is at range. Volk is really good at closing range because he's so much shorter. That's his natural tendency in the first place. This should be a clear-cut domination from Alexander Volkanovski, but you just can never be too sure with Yair. So, I pick Volk, but go ahead.
I'm taking Volk too, but Volk coming off a title defeat. I know it wasn't his title, but it was still a title defeat. Nobody wins their first fight after they lose a title. And it makes me nervous. I mean, I like the odds. I think Volk is minus 400 and Yair is plus 235. Yair might be a good bet just to play the odds. But
yes,
he's not as good as Volk anywhere, but you don't have to be always. You just have to be for one fight.
He turned Max Holloway, and, you know, I hate using this term, turning him into a grappler, but you know, it's using your weapons, and he made Holloway go, what the hell, bro, and start taking him down. But you know, Volk's such a yeah, I'm with you 100%. Sprinkle something on Yair, but in my parlay, it'll 100% be Volkanovski.
Yeah,
I personally think Volk beat Islam. To be honest, like I personally did.
I was comfortable with the decision, but I could have seen it either way.
Yeah, it was close. I wasn't upset with the decision, but I had Volk winning.
Fair enough.
Yo,
Mr. Mike Perry.
Shit. There he is, the man. Platinum.
What's up, fellas?
What's up,
What's
brother?
up, Sam?
Hey, how you doing, my man?
I'm good, man. I just had a huge day.
Oh.
Well, tell us about it. What was so big, brother?
Oh man, this payment that I made, it was so big. I closed on a house in the morning. I sent the money for the house. Yeah, man, it was good stuff. So I got some nuptials signed up, and you know, we're set to, you know, have a great weekend and a great year, you know. So keep the ball rolling.
We have gone from Mike Perry the wild man to Mike Perry the homeowner, father of two, and soon to be husband in a very short span, brother.
Well, there was a long road and a lot of learning lessons in between. This isn't my first rodeo with that market, so you know, I've learned a few lessons.
Yeah, just watching you on Instagram with the kids, and I've been around you and your family in person, and just watching you, like how doting you are, and how like sweet you are to your girl and to your kids. Like, I think everybody loves this new Mike Perry. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. I'm happy to be the guy that the fans can, you know, get behind, rally with, and you know, definitely enjoy an entertaining show, and not even just the fights, my life too. You know, they can be tuned in and you know, enjoy watching my family grow, and my family gets to grow with other families that I connect with on the internet and things like that.
For sure.
Yeah,
I think
I'll
look,
never-
I think
yeah.
like people love those personal connections, right? Like everybody when we're young, and I was the same way, right? When I was young and I was going out and doing all the wild shit, and then my wife got pregnant, and then it's like, all right, well, shit's kind of changing now, right? And then you have another one, it's like, all right, shit's really changing. And but as you get older, like everybody starts to appreciate that because it's relatable.
It's great to have it's a connection you can't describe. And I just look forward to being 45 or 50 now. And I'm going back to the club with the wife. You know, we going back to party, man.
Bro, for real. Like I take my dad. My dad's 60, and me and him, when we go to Vegas, we go get bottle service and go to the nightclub. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what's up? Yeah,
I hope in in another 15 years or 10 years, I'm taking my kids.
Yep, absolutely, man. Or your kids are taking you.
Yeah, right. they're gonna be pushing me around.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Mike, one thing, bro. The first time I met you was when you met Samuel Erickson at the Karate Combat thing. You hadn't gone to the fights yet. Yeah, and you guys went bodies just right there. And that clip is always done so well, man. But then the second time you actually came to the event, and this goes back to what Ice was saying. It was so cool seeing you like show up, and you held your baby throughout, I think, 3.5 hours, man, before I think you finally got, had to dip. But you were standing there enjoying the fights, just holding your baby. And I don't know, bro, it was wholesome as hell, man. And I came up to you before you left and told you, like, it was so nice to see you doing so well, man. So
thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah. I use my children to be stronger. I was like, shit, let me get this workout. I switched arms a couple times. I'm good to go. Held on to them all night.
Every time I turned around, you were like, that KO was sick or something. You're just holding your baby. Yeah. And he was just chilling.
Yeah, man.
That was amazing.
I don't want him down there standing where, everyone's tooting in his face. So just hold him up.
That's fair play. I got a foray for you. Sam told us an interesting story about how you two, your first interactions together. So let's hear about this, because it's one of my favorite stories between fighters.
Yeah. So do you remember when we?
Oh, you remember?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. I think Mac. I think he found the tweets. I was fighting your buddy Alex Nicholson. I love Alex now at this point. And he was going over to Europe to corner you or something. I didn't know, you didn't know, and so I tweeted him, "Hey, Alex, tell your boy good luck." And you were not a fan of my well wishing. You kind of went on a little bit of a tirade against me. You said some very colorful things about me, and then my buddy Keith got on and said, "What is this about?" And then you went at the two of us, and it was we were kind of getting a kick out. I was like, "Man, I just wished him luck. Lord knows if I wish the other guy luck." And then Alex and I fought. We were down in Mexico City. You were down there too. Alex was in the hot tub. You were too. You were kind of stretched out, all relaxing, and I wanted to get in. Hey, I said, "Alex, would you mind if I jumped in with you?" And he said, "No, come on in, brother." So you sat there for like 30 minutes. You didn't say a word. You just stared daggers at me as Alex and I talked. And I afterwards, I went back to my room and I told Britt, "Yeah, Mike Perry was there. He was not happy to see me." But it was all good. We kind of laughed about it. It's like, wow, he's a character.
I was just trying to set the mood.
Yeah, you were setting the mood. You were. It was a very tense mood for me.
I wanted my bro to get mad and fucking hit your ass in the fight, but he's over here fucking talking to you the whole half an hour, bro. I was like, bro, shut up, bro. That's your enemy.
Well, yeah, and then we fought together. We were on the same card in Florida. I had Marcin Praknow. We both won the fight. And the week of, we just weren't around each other much. It was fight week, and it was a fun hotel. But like after the fights happened, we were kind of on our way out, and you pulled me to the side and said, Sam, I thought it was fake. I thought you were fake. I thought the smile and all that, I didn't think it was real. But after seeing you for a week, you're legit. You're a real guy like that. So it wasn't.
And I was young. I was young and stupid. And are you sure it was Florida we fought on? I know we fought on Nashville because I remember seeing your weight cut, and you were one person on Thursday, and then the next morning, Friday morning, waiting for the weigh-ins, you were purple in the corner on the floor, gasping for oxygen, bro.
Oh, I cut a lot of weight. I'm pretty sure it was Florida, but maybe it was Nashville. I got hit a lot. I'll forget where we have fought together. But it was one of those, and I had my kids, and it was really kind of neat because from that fight, whether it be Florida or Nashville, I'm rooting for you every fight where I say, yeah, Mike Perry and I, we're buddies. And I love the story of where we came from Twitter to fighting on the same card together.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I'm happy for you. You've always
I'm happy for all your success too.
I'm kind of one of the guys who takes his girl into the corner to fight these guys, and I'm never. I mean, I might be the first guy to do it with just her. I don't know. Maybe you did it.
No, you are in the UFC. At least
with just my girl
absolutely
in the corner.
You are. Yeah,
but I always think of Sam Alvey because he had his wife in the corner with him, and their family, and I remember it all. So big ups to you, man. And you swing pretty hard.
It's always been my gift. I wish I had better head movement, but I hit hard, so I'll take it, I guess.
Well, you definitely, the Dan Henderson thing, I've always been a fan of Dan Hendo. I know you worked with him.
Yeah.
And you definitely try to walk away from the hits. You don't just take them. You kind of, you shoulder and you lean way back I'm trying not to get hit. So, it is.
I gotta try harder.
I gotta ask this, Mike. Now you got the family, you got the marriage coming up, you got the house, you got everything, right? And despite your huge UFC career, you've now found yourself in a spot where you're the best fucking person on the planet at bare knuckle boxing. What does that feel like, from your position right now?
Well, to be completely honest, it's great to be where I am, and what sucks is the learning curve that the UFC seemed to be. A lot of fans or people or just shit talkers might say, anything outside of the UFC is the B leagues if anything outside of it's the B leagues, then the UFC had the B league pay. But anyways, to get big opponents and I am quite the draw. I've brought a couple names over, and we've created some fun fights with my name in the bare knuckle sport. I'm still open. I'm still a free agent. No deal has been completed, but we're in good talks. So, I shoot Hunter Campbell some stuff every now and then. I recently did. I'm because I just hate these people saying stuff, and I'm like, I still go to the MMA gym and I spar MMA with my boxing mindset. I understand the kicks and how I want to get in, close the gap, and get my boxing going. And I understand the grappling as well. But, so it's just an interesting thought to have because I feel like I was young coming up in the UFC, and the UFC was my learning curve of where I really understood. I finally got to understand what fighting is as a career, what it was in the UFC, and my own independency in the sport of combat. I really learned a lot. And now I feel like that I know so much. I wish they would come out their pockets with the paycheck and say, hey, you know what? Because I remember back in the day in Pride, Rampage Jackson, Vitor Belfort, these guys went in and out, back and forth. I know it's not the same owners, but man, there's clamor for it. You know what I mean? For me to have a challenge. And it's well, obviously you guys should just, because the UFC pay-per-view is still a thought on my mind, even though I'm making more money. It's you guys have the money, why wouldn't you get an exciting fighter and like myself, and give me another shot in the top of the divisions. But
well, so this kind of leads to a question
honestly,
I was literally going to
the
ask.
2-minute rounds, the bare knuckle punching, it's like, it's not even fair, bro. It's not even fair. I will beat anyone like that. So cool, bring it on. But I'm kind of was like looking at a challenge. Like I can box Lyoto Machida, and then I go over when it's kickboxing rounds or MMA rounds. I'm like, I gotta give him his rounds because he gave me some boxing rounds, and it's fucking different.
So I got to tell you a story, and this leads into what you were just saying, right? Like, I guess the purists, right, want to say, oh, well, if you're not in the UFC, it's not the top, it's not the most legit, right? But if you look at like what's coming out of the ground now with PFL and their success, and they're pulling big numbers on ESPN, and they got Ngannou, and they're getting some big names in, like they've had a lot of success. You've had, BKFC, you've had a lot of success with that. You and Rockhold drew big pay-per-view numbers, like big pay-per-view numbers. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'll say this. So my story is, so Malky Kawa called me and he said, hey, have you ever watched bare knuckle boxing? And I'm like, nah. And honestly, I'm like, it may be a little bit too rough for me. He's like, bro, I'm telling you, go. He's like, I want you to fly to Denver. I want you to meet Mike. I want you to watch this fight. So I said, all right. So I called my wife and I said, hey, we're going to Denver to watch bare knuckle boxing. And mind you, she's not even a combat sports fan, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, she's going to be disgusted by this, right? Because it's just so rough. Mm-hmm. And so we sat down there, dude, and it was my wife, me, and Mighty Mouse, right? And, dude, from every fight on that main card, everybody was on the edge of their seats the entire time because it's nonstop electric action, and it's technical, and it's fucking fun to watch, and people are just smashing each other. And then when you knocked his teeth out, when you knocked Rockhold's teeth out, I'm like, my mind's blown, right? And so we walk out of there, and I look at my wife, and I'm like, how was that? Expecting her to be like, don't ever fucking bring me back to this thing again, right? She looked at me and said, Josh, that was so fun. And so Malky calls me as soon as I get back. He said, what do you think? And I said, Malky, that's the most fun live event that I've ever been to. And I've been to every major UFC fight, every major boxing match. I've been to all of it, dude. And nothing was electric as that arena in fucking Denver that night when you knocked Rockhold's teeth out. And I'm like, this has a future for real.
That's what's up for sure. Yeah, I know it's exciting and all of that. Like, I mean, it definitely is. It's thrilling. It's fast paced. They push you. They make you toe the line, and they're like, fight, like go. That's it. People just sprint into a fight and try to end it. And I mean, UFC can get boring when they on the ground, putting their nuts in each other's faces.
It can. It can. Like, some of the greatest fighters in history are some of the most boring ones. Like, to be honest, like unless you're just a truly like you guys, that you as a fighter, you're like, all right, I get it, right? But as like a casual fan, it's like, fuck, I don't want to watch this shit for 9 minutes.
Yeah, what's my most boring fight ever?
Ooh, Matt? Dude, I'm an encyclopedia when it comes to this. I don't think you've had one. Yeah, you haven't.
The man don't shy away.
I mean, I've never bet against
the one
Mike
who beat
Perry.
Northcutt. He was a young buck. That's the one you're thinking of? Oh, I can't.
I wasn't thinking of any because I don't have any. But
exactly.
I mean, yeah, Mike always tears people up. But I was going to say
that last time.
Well, I was going to say now. I got
the Cerrone fight, maybe.
No, that wasn't boring. I mean, he was just on a tear. He had his baby. He had his Perry set. Whatever mindset, daddy mindset ready, and then you came back, bro. I wouldn't pick him in a fight between you two now. I've never picked against you in bare knuckle, and it's purely based off. And you're way better than Artem, but Artem Lobov, when he beat Paulie Malignaggi, I went, this is a different sport. This is a completely different sport. So like MVP, we talked about this when we did the Samuel Erickson.
But it's boxing though, and that's what I was thinking of. I kind of lost my thought, but. Other than UFC, I am on the right path to where I could get in the boxing ring, Showtime. And that's bigger to me than a UFC pay-per-view because I've always been a big fan of boxing. And I'm on the right path to where I could do that. I was just talking to Charlo. I kind of want to train with him a little bit. He's got this Canelo fight. I think I'm kind of built like Canelo, so I would be down to train with the Charlo brothers. That would be cool. And you know, or Jake Paul, you know, get that fight, or Tommy Fury, put some gloves on and punch these guys even harder, man.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm looking at.
I know you were the backup fighter for a Jake Paul fight, and I was hoping that I don't remember who it was. So I was hoping whoever Paul was going to fall out so you could fight him.
Yeah,
there's
same.
not a fight I want to see more in the world than you versus Jake Paul.
I appreciate that. I mean, shoot, I'll fight them all, man. I'm trying to find the right one. Joe Rogan loves talking about that guy with the what they called him, bottom G, the Lethway headbutter fighter.
I
don't know what I'm talking about. It was on the Rogan episode. Joe Rogan's always talking about this dude, LeDuc.
Yeah, you know, I'm fine with down, you know, getting kicked while you're down or elbows and all that. I would be pissed off if somebody headbutted me. I would.
Really?
That's my line. I don't want to get headbutted.
Me and the Paul Felder fight, me and him both, like 10 seconds in, clashed heads. We were both bleeding, and we were just slinging it the whole fight, man. That's a good one from.
Oh yeah, David LeDuc. David LeDuc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His Instagram name is Kingle Douche.
Yeah, no, you beat the shit out of anyone like that, bro, for sure.
It looks like Kingle Douche. He tries to call himself King LeDuc, but it looks like Kingle Douche.
Sounds like Kegel Douche.
Wasn't David LeDuc the guy that ran the KKK, or was that David Duke?
I'll tell you, this guy's a political refugee. He got kicked out of where they do Lethway in Thailand for some like politics or something. I don't know. He can't even get a fight. This is stuff I've heard about the guy. So I think Joe Rogan's just trying to get him like a paycheck for some rice and beans. I'll knock his ass out, knock his teeth out, and then, you know, he can just slurp on some rice and beans.
I think Rogan knows you'd beat his ass.
Of course.
I mean, we've seen, like, dude, I just met Rockhold last like 2 weeks ago. That dude's fucking huge. Like, it blew my mind. He's fucking huge.
How's his mouth look?
It was fine
Healing
now.
up?
It's
That's
fine
wrong,
now.
man.
But it wasn't when Perry connected. Yeah,
that's wrong, man.
Well, so I got a question for you, over encompassing everything we're kind of talking about. So you're going for opportunities, obviously, but would you say, since you've been hitting up Hunter Campbell, UFC pay-per-view comeback, are you looking? Is that if you could pick anything, or would it be Jake Paul? What would it be?
But I had a good I had a good talk with Campbell. He called me. He told me a story about being at dinner with the family, and his niece was looking at some TikTok dancer video, some guy with tattoos doing this little silly TikTok dance. And it was me. And then I hit him up the next day like, yo, 10 mil guaranteed. I'm in there, bro. We could do a few years. We could do 8 fights. Just guarantee me the fights and the money, and we in there. I'll fight these 5-minute rounds. But you know what? Bare knuckle boxing, 2-minute rounds. Easy as pie, baby.
Too easy.
All right, I gotta know that. So I was gonna ask a 2-part question, but I was gonna say one for the money, and one just because you don't like this motherfucker, right? Jake Paul probably for the money. Who do you want to just beat his ass?
Yeah, I do want to, because he's called my name. He's used my name, trying to gain credibility off of my name, and he's very popular, and he's quite the promoter, and he has fought. He got the opportunity to beat the legend Anderson Silva, and I was there live and didn't see Silva boxing the way I thought Silva would have boxed him, and I'm like, it wouldn't be this way with me. I would be in crazy shape. I'd be putting constant pressure. He could hit me as hard as he wants, and I would just bite his knuckles and punch him back.
I mean, Tommy Fury put it on him. I mean, you can say what you want. You know, Jake knocked him down, but if you look at the punch count, everything like that, like Tommy put it on him. I don't think he could. There's no way he could withhold your pressure. There's just no chance. And power.
That fight too, that would be really fun, because Fury, the name Fury, to compete against the name of a Fury, the best boxer out there. You know, I mean, I just want some respect, some credentials. My bills. I didn't mention them first because it's like, obviously I want my family to be taken care of, but that's a nice perk that's already in the works. So, that shit's automatic. They know with my name, you pay me, I show up, I fight, and I can give you hell.
All right, give me one guy you just don't like and you want to fuck him up.
Someone you do it for free.
In a back alley with no camera.
Logan Paul said he would do the UFC for free on the
Tesla versus Facebook fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg versus Elon fight. Yeah. So, that would be, and he's a great guy, great competitor. But he's not, Mike Tyson would be fire, to be able to get in the ring with Mike Tyson and punch me in the head. That would be cool, bro.
You know who I would love to watch?
You know who I would love to
watch? Pettis. I would like to watch you and Pettis.
Me and Pettis, that's
like that.
Huge. He fought Roy Jones, the legend Roy Jones. So
I was on the fucking stage with Roy. I flew Roy out and was there, man. I've been lucky enough to know Roy really well, and he's a good friend. And I really thought he was gonna, come back and win that. But Pettis looked good, man. Pettis looked good.
Absolutely, he looked good. I thought I have a little bit of that boxing Roy Jones swag, and I feel like a younger version of the things he was doing. If he was the younger version of himself, it would have worked against Pettis, and I think I have those attributes. It would be a dogfight for sure. Love Pettis, man. Would love to support him and his family by fighting him in a ring for a paycheck, and we all make bank, But whoever, man, Sam Alvey, man, I'll punch that guy in his face, man.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
I can't get anyone to fight me. I can't do it. Call me out. I'll do it wherever you want.
What are you weighing, Sam?
What's that? I'm about
weighing?
180 pounds. Why? What do you want to fight at?
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Listen.
235 if I've ever seen it.
When you fight me, you're about 225. Yeah, you're going to be under a 10% weight clause, sir. So we can meet at 180. You're going to have to cut to 85.
85, I won't be over 200. Shit.
Luke was
maybe
still
205. I won't be over 205 weight day.
Luke was still 204. I was like 189.
Was there a weight clause with Luke?
Big dude.
What's that?
I said Luke's
was there a
a
weight
big
clause
dude.
with Luke?
We made weight at 185, and he had that's a boxing thing. Yes, if you can't, you damn right we had that weight clause, but he was still 204. Otherwise, he would have been 220.
Yeah.
I can't believe
people go from 85 to 220. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Like I said, you call me out. I'll do whatever 10% weight cut you want. But you're the man of the hour. You're the one. You would have to call me out. I could scream your name all day, and it wouldn't
look,
happen.
you sounded ready for it. You sounded ready for it.
Oh, he's ready. He's ready.
You can ask the guys. It was on my list of questions. I was going to ask.
It's on a Google Doc. I'm looking at right now.
Call me out, please.
Sam's dying for a fight, Mike. Give it to him.
I can't get anyone to fight me. My last fight, I fought at heavyweight because I can't get a 205 or 85er to fight me. So I bulked up to fight at heavyweight, and I'm very willing. I don't want to fight heavyweight again. Those dudes are big. So I'm trying to go back down to 85, 205, whoever wants me there.
What do you weigh right now, Mike?
180, maybe 192.
Guys, I'm telling you, the strength on this motherfucker. So we're on the boat, dude, and and look, both of us are several cocktails in, right? And Mike looks at me and he just goes, so I've got this pole, right? So you can go upstairs on the boat. And he grabs a pole, dude, and he just turns around and goes completely horizontal, hanging onto this damn pole. I'm like, thank God the boat's built decently, because I got a 200-pound guy hanging off this pole, dude. But he was just like that, right? And I was like, holy shit. He goes, that's my bad side. So he flips around and does it the other way. He's walking up and down the pole like it was nothing with 190 pounds. Like that's some strength there, boys.
You know, I've heard that about you. I've heard that you're
Thank
just
you.
as strong as they make them. I don't remember who it was that was telling me, but they sounded real sure. He said the dude's strong. Like he gets a hold of you and you're his.
I get pissed. And like, I don't know. It's kind of technical. I use my size to my advantage, which I'm kind of small. So when I go against bigger guys, I have a little bit of leverage. I'm lower to the ground, and I got a little bit faster feet, maybe, you know. So that's technique for you. Boxing gym name technique too. So, you know,
Sure. Look at Tyson, look at Roy, look at some of these guys. Like, you know, they're shorter. You just have to know how to use it. And once you do, like if you get inside a taller guy, they're fucked.
Volkanovski this weekend.
Yeah.
Man, I know. And when I came in here, I heard you guys talking about that, and I was like, man, I hate to say it because when I say it, it means that it's not gonna happen.
I'm the same
probably
way.
Gonna get the dub, but I'm like, damn, man, Yair is incredible. He's so good.
You train with him?
You have that feeling?
No, just watch him. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, bro. You're so incredible at his flexibility, the shit he's able to do in the ring, the strikes that he throws. I mean, come on. No one's ever been better technically. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. But I don't know. The emotions get to him sometimes.
Part of being young, though, isn't it?
And Volk is like a steel trap. Fucking
He's one of the greatest it's ever been.
Focused,
I
intelligent guy.
I thought he beat Islam.
Yeah, that's tough when decisions are that close. I mean,
Yeah, and I wasn't upset. It was a close decision. But I had him win.
The little guy came up in weight to fight the lightweight. I don't know. It just made Khabib look better. Two greatest of all time. Who are they?
George St. Pierre and Mighty Mouse.
John
No,
Jones.
sir.
John
Yes,
Jones
sir.
and GSP.
No,
Those are my
sir.
two answers. Okay, let's hear
John
it. Anderson
Jones
Silva.
and
You're going to say
Khabib.
Anderson. Oh, Khabib, word. You'll say that?
Yeah, absolutely. In my opinion, it's wrestling that's dominant in this sport of MMA. Whoever can get the top position, top control, or the takedown, whoever doesn't get put on their back, that's the winner. Oh, speaking of which, shout out my boy Valentine fighting freaking Bo Nickel on 4 days notice, dude.
That's your boy?
That's my boy, bro. If he fucking hits Bo Nickel, he has a puncher's chance. If he hits him and he gets this done, he is Mike Tyson, bro, in the 80s or 90s, whenever he was most popular. Because Bo Nickel is supposed to be the biggest prospect of all time. He's the wrestling king, apparently. And Valentine got to come out swinging, boy, and not get taken down.
He better connect.
He can't get taken down, bro.
We were actually just talking about this before you got on, Mike. And it was like prop to Valentine for taking this fight, but you have to, right? Like you get called up on 4 days notice and you get to go fight on the main fucking card where you got Volkanovski and Yair and fucking Moreno and you're fighting Bo Nickel. Like that's a dream. That's a dream scenario.
Oh, of course. I bet he was ecstatic.
Gotta be.
I bet that's a dangerous guy. Valentine is a dangerous guy. He's a beast for sure. And he's a humble
overhand right, baby.
So humble, bro.
Yeah.
This is his dream. So he better fucking go out there and live it to the max. He can't let Bo get away with shit.
Yeah.
And
Bo's a good dude too.
I like Bo, but this is my guy, my friend here. South of Popka, baby. South APK. That's crazy.
Well, like I don't feel like enough people know enough about him. Like, give us a rundown of what he's really good at and that type of stuff. Because he just obviously that's breaking news, and some people are just looking at his footage now. Break it down for us, Mike. Man, like, what are his threats? I know you kind of got it, but he does.
He looks
jacked.
like Mike Tyson. He's been training MMA and for a long time, I felt like the lower organizations in mixed martial arts who are trying to get these guys to the UFC. You know, these guys were having really tough fights because everyone was trying to get to the UFC. Like in the last few years, as UFC really blew up, and I mean, obviously it's always been big, but like the mainstream side of it, how it's trying to become NFL, NBA, you know, it's really, so the lower organizations, I feel like they have these incredibly difficult matchups for these guys who are trying to make it to the big leagues, rather than, you know, I was like 7-0 with 7 knockouts. Not saying that all my matchups were easy, because I had some ex-UFC fighters I fought before I made it to the UFC. I had some undefeated guys that I knocked out, but, you know, I just feel like it was 2 guys like me fighting in these smaller organizations trying to make it to that paycheck over the last few years, and they were both talented. So he's been fighting in, you know, they get in a small cage, a smaller venue, not the biggest crowd, and they earn the right to fight in front of a huge crowd on something like that. And Valentine is definitely a guy who deserves this opportunity, man. He's a humble warrior, he's kind, and he's dangerous, so dangerous. But like, if you train with him, he would just like let you hit him, and like he would just try to tap you. He's super nice, but then when he gets in the fight, you see this different animal, bro. His name is Val the Animal.
The Animal.
Yeah. Woodburn, and he is just an animal. When they say fight, go, he's swinging for the fences, bro. Is wild. So I hope he goes out there and has a blast and excites everyone watching, entertains everyone watching, and puts on a hell of a fight. And I hope he bloodies Bo's nose a little bit, and look, you know, maybe wins.
Well, you know, like I was saying at the beginning of this, dude, even if this is a huge task to take, even if he goes out there and he comes short, they'll give him another shot for taking this, you know, filling this in for them on a pay-per-view and keeping Bo Nickel on the card. So
deserves it.
Yeah,
no, he got this opportunity because of where he trains, who he trains with. Julian Williams is rapidly becoming one of the most well-known and respected coaches in the game of MMA. You know, like this guy, Julian Williams, like, man, he's never given me a round. I feel like I fought him for like 15 years, and he's never given me one round. He's beaten me forever. He would never, ever let me win. When he goes with me different than he goes with everyone else. I was like his guy, right? That motherfucker never gave me nothing. He's always breathing after we get done, but I see him finish with everyone else, and he's cool as a cucumber. But when he gets done with me, he's fucking breathing heavy, because I try to get just some points on his ass, and he won't give them to me, bro.
That's what boys are for.
For sure.
That's really deep inside knowledge. That's fucking dope to hear, bro. That's really dope. That makes me kind of like, man, okay, I'm pulling for your boy as well, too. That's awesome, man.
I'm deep in that fight, man.
Mike, are you going to the fights? I know you're going to be out there.
Man, probably not, man, because those 2 days are more about wifey and less about, you know, my career and trying to be out there showing face and like getting attention and things like that. So, you know, and I might be too drunk. I feel I'll walk by I'm gonna walk by a sports book and you know, just watch Valentine's fight and Bo and I don't know if I'll catch any others, but you know, since I bought that new house, I'm gonna be getting a new background going. I'll have like a cooler setup. My shit is real low key right now.
Yeah, man. Clean. That's what you got to do, man. Because look, at our age, it ain't worth going to the fucking bars anymore and risk getting in a fight, doing all that shit. We just need to sit on the back porch and drink with the homies.
You know, I have a cool spot to do that at now.
Yeah.
But I do like to go outside and get ratchet from time to time.
I know. So, hey, me and Mac were just talking because I said, Mike's getting married this weekend. Great fight this weekend. I was like, I may swing through and pick you up in New Mexico on my way out there. I'll figure that out. It may be a last-minute decision on Friday.
Hey, next time anybody's in New Mexico, I forget the name of the city. It's like
Albuquerque or
nah, bro. It's like Sacalaca or some shit. Fuck.
Santa Fe? Santa Fe? Socorro?
It's like Luck to Caca or some shit.
Las Cruces? Las
Nope.
Lunas?
You're just making words
Las
up
Ve-
now, man.
No,
these are all cities.
But Lifted,
Mhm.
it's a Lifted dispensary shop, man. They just anytime I'm in New Mexico, I definitely go out there. I can't remember the name of my city. My girl knows it, man. It's her family, my family now. You know what I mean? So that weed business is a booming business. For
It
sure.
is.
Plug it, baby.
It
Plug
is.
it. What's the name of it?
Yeah, what I need to know.
Lifted.
Hey, Mac, I need you to find out where this is so you can
I'll
drive
find
over
out
there
right
and UPS me a package in Florida.
Tucumcari. It's in Tucumcari?
Tucumcari. Thank you. See?
Tucumcari. Yeah, that's a random ass spot, bro. That's dope though. That's dope. Hell
It's
yeah.
because of the traffic there. So
Yeah, they come through.
they're doing
come
really
through,
well,
Arizona.
man. Lifted is a really nice spot. And they got, better than the stuff I have from Colorado for sure. The stuff there is like there's scientists there and they're growing it fresh and pristine by hand. It's real flowery. It's not like a fucking rock that you crush into dust. That's crap that you get from dispensaries that are selling thousands and thousands. And this stuff is like really quality.
New Mexico's only good and known for a couple things, man. Green chili, fighting, drugs, and stealing cars. I mean, good thing we do fucking weed well. Of course, we take our time. They made Breaking Bad for a reason here,
Good old New Mexico. Now, hey,
Yeah,
Mike, didn't you train in New Mexico for a while with John? And
Yeah, for a little bit, man. I
Yeah.
definitely did. He taught me a couple of things, man. That's one thing he told me about the sport. He was like, do you want to know the secret to MMA? I was like, yeah, John,
yes,
I do. He was like, it's ground and pound. I was like, fuck, I hate wrestling. I like to box. I really like to box,
But yeah, I mean, that's where the game's headed, right? Like when I was talking to when Volk fought Islam, I texted John. I'm like, yo, I really like Volk here. What do you think? And he's like, Josh, he's like, UFC is about fucking wrestling. He's like, it's that simple, bro. He's like, I'm good because of my wrestling. Islam dominates because of his wrestling. Khabib dominated because of his wrestling. He's like, that's just the way the game is.
Oh, that is what I tell everyone that asks. Hey, I'm 16 years old and I'm in jiu-jitsu. What should I do to become an MMA fighter? So quit jiu-jitsu and go to the wrestling team. Every day, just go do wrestling. That is it. Once you're out of the wrestling school, whether it be high school or college, you'll never wrestle like that again. Join the team when you can join it. You'll wrestle in practice. You'll wrestle in jiu-jitsu class. It's not the same as 2 hours a day, every day, 4 hours a day, every day of just wrestling.
Yeah, I didn't do it enough, man. My grades.
Yeah.
I did it sometimes in school, but
Hang on, Mike. Hang on, Mike. Because
I could have went to college. I could have read books.
Hang on. I watched a video, and this may be a lie, but I watched a video, and Michael Chandler tells a story about you. And he says, this motherfucker had a 4.1 GPA and went to a private school, and he was the smartest kid in his class.
That motherfucker. I don't know Michael Chandler, bro. He don't know me, bro. But I appreciated that video with the champ Kumaro, and he was helping me out, telling people that I'm not stupid. But damn it, watch Dragon Ball Z. Goku's an idiot, motherfucker. I'm the closest shit to Goku you gonna get, boy. I just go with the flow, and when I did Joe Rogan, the whole time I was trying not to sound like a complete idiot. Maybe that's why it's a little.
Were you on your A game on Joe Rogan, or did you go out maybe the night before and have a few drinks? Or
That too. I was struggling to live.
Can you tell this story real quick?
That's why I did the cold plunge before I got on Joe Rogan, because I was throwing up 10 minutes before I went on there.
Oh my God.
So,
really?
so Abe calls me and he's with Mike and he goes, bro, after we hung up, because it was like when we did our first pod and Mike came on that evening for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I think he had Joe the next day.
That was
apparently
the next
they
day.
go out and have some drinks. And Abe calls me and he goes, bro, Mike's in such bad shape. He goes, we got him in the plunge pool so that he can fucking function just to get through the interview.
That shit I was kind of new for a second though. And then Joe was giving me coffee. And then the weed, it didn't really help. It got me high as fuck. And I started forgetting everything.
I thought you killed the interview, bro. And I'm telling you this, I don't buy for a fucking second the dumb shit. I don't buy it. I've hung out with you enough that I know you're a fucking sharp guy.
Well, thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. Here, check this out. I forgot. I got this from that Lifted dispensary
in Tucumcari. Let's go.
In Tucumcari. That's a signed glass boxing glove by Mike Tyson. It's a bowl, dude.
Ah, that's fire.
What?
It is super fire, bro. This is like $100 piece of glass.
What are they doing in Tucumcari, bro? I'll go to Tucumcari.
Mac's about to hop in the car right now.
I'll be there in 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, check them out. Tell them Mike Perry sent you, bro.
Hell yeah, brother.
And,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, my cousin.
Hey, Mike, I got
let's talk about this card real quick. I want to get everybody's thoughts on this card because clearly the best card so far this year. It's fight week, like it is the one, right? So first we got Bo Nickel and Woodburn. Go around the room. Mike, you go first, then Mac, then Sam.
Let's go. Valentine Woodburn, baby.
All right.
Yeah.
Bo Nickel is minus 2,500 on
biggest betting
fight.
favorite
I'm
of all
not sure
time.
I've seen a fight like that on the main
card.
It's
the biggest betting favorite of all time.
Oh,
in UFC.
You better not be nice that night, Val. You better show the animal, boy.
Let's go.
Mac, who you got?
I mean, Mike, with all due respect, I gotta take Bo, but if Woodburn pulls it off, I know who I'm gonna be fucking thinking about. You and your boy, bro. So I'll take Bo, but I've watched this sport too long, man. Anything can happen.
The wrestling
and that overhand
is a problem. He's a collegiate wrestler. It's a problem.
Well, if he decides to prove a point on the feet, based off what you're seeing, we might see a crazy upset. But yeah, so I'll take Bo.
Ally Quinta went 5 rounds with Khabib.
Yes, sir. He's a real estate agent.
I out-grappled him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you did, huh?
Yeah. And
He's
then
at Mike's house in Orlando.
So we be grappling over here, man. Florida, Central Florida right here. We got the best Brazilian guys come over, man. We got some great grapplers. Valentine gets that work in.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Sam.
All right, my turn. Oh, I'm taking Bo. But
obviously,
for you,
everyone here.
For you, I'm going to put some money on Val. For you, Mike, I'm putting money on Val.
But that's for you, because if he does win with that puncher's chance, boy, 2,500.
Ginger's got to stick together. So I'm taking Bo. But I'm putting money on Val for you, my man.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not smart if you got Bo.
That's a huge number. Bo wins the fight because Bo's too smart to go to try to prove a point on his feet with a puncher.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
But with that said, plus 1,200 with a puncher is a great fucking bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to spend $75 on Bo to make $3.
Right.
So why not put 10 on Val? Make 250.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Next one is Jalen Turner and Daniel Hooker. Jalen Turner's minus 260. Mike.
Jalen Turner. Sorry, Danny boy. I love the new blonde hair. You're trying to reinvent yourself. Maybe you can do it, but Jalen Turner has been very sharp.
I agree. I agree. I think Dan Hooker has had some bangers, and ever since the Poirier fight, which was just an all-time scrap, it's one of those trajectory fights. Dan Hooker's kind of going down, and Jalen Turner's only going up right now, and that dude is dangerous. So yeah, I'm with Jalen on that one.
Sam, what you got, brother?
I'm taking Jalen too. I think he's got too many tools. Outside of this last fight, he was on a 5-fight win streak, and he lost a split decision to Gamrot. That's not. I mean, you can't hold your head down to that. Booker, prior to his last fight, he was 1-4, and before that, it's a turning of the tide right now, and I'm taking Jalen. I think he can go anywhere. I think he could win standing, but I think he would have much better luck taking him down.
And he already beat one of Australia's boy, Jamie Malarkey. Keep going. And he's looking good as well.
I got Jalen. I mean, I just think he's too well-rounded. All right, here's an interesting one, boys. Robert Whittaker against Duplessis, and Robert's -400, and Duplessis is +300.
I got to start this off with a question for you, Mike. And we could cut this if we fucking want, but I got to ask this or Twitter's going to be pissed. What do you think about Dricus Duplessis being African or claiming he's African?
Well,
more African than the champ, though.
He's from South Africa.
Yeah.
And he lives in Africa. I get his point. It's a very respectable, commendable point. And he's making noise, dude. And he's getting the fights, but I think he should have I think Robert Whittaker understands, and he should live up to the expectations here and completely dismantle Duplessis.
I'm next.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, I think this will be one of those ones. It's kind of like our main event. Dricus, he did get nose surgery, so he's apparently getting 90 or something % more oxygen than he's used to. So he's breathing a lot better. And I'd say one of his biggest, I kind of look at like Mike, like that helps that much, but I don't think it means shit. I think Robert he hasn't lost to anybody in 9 years besides Israel Adesanya, and this might be a spectacular KO. I think I'm looking at him landing that jab high kick, his signature shit, right after Dricus. He might drain him out up against the cage a little bit, and then jab head kick. That's all she wrote. But
Whittaker is one of the top 10 most phenomenal guys that have been in the octagon.
Yep.
High.
One of the most well-rounded too.
Yeah, very good. So.
Yeah, I'm taking Whittaker also. And I'm hoping Whittaker wins because I don't want the Dracus versus Izzy fight. I really don't want it. Nobody's looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to that one. I think whoever wins this fight gets the title shot. I would love. The first two fights were incredible. I would love to see a third fight between Whittaker and Izzy. So outside of just my heart wanting Whittaker to, I think he is the more talented fighter. It's hard to find a more talented fighter than Whittaker. He's 9-4 in the UFC. Outside of Izzy, he hasn't lost a fight in 10 years. He's deserving of another title shot with this win, and I think he's going to get it. I think it's going to be a pretty dominant win too.
Whittaker's too good, and I think he ends him inside the second round.
Let me end it with this. If you're picking Dricus with your whole chest, you're guessing. You're guessing, and you hope you hit gold.
Yeah. That's betting.
Power.
I could see people picking Dricus on the fact that Whittaker is giving him a lot of respect. But he's never really trash talked someone, I don't think, anyways. Mm-hmm. So, he'll be sharp, and Dricus has a ton of he's free. He's got nothing to lose.
Yeah. He can let it go.
And he's from South Africa. It's gotta be fucking hostile.
Yeah. Yes,
he's gotta be a hard motherfucker, bro.
That's true.
He's gotta be.
Depends where you are for sure. As a fellow African.
But he hasn't looked spectacular.
No, he hasn't. It's been very sloppy wins. Wins.
I think Whittaker ends him.
Oh, who'd he beat? He beat fucking Darren Till?
Yeah.
But wait.
Whittaker got
Till
dropped.
had a heck of a fight with fucking Whittaker.
I'd say different styles. Remember that elbow he fucking caught him with? Fuck.
What the fuck was that? I thought Till kind of won.
It was close, man. But
hey, how about Mike Perry and Darren Till bare knuckle?
Oh, let's fucking.
All right,
They're
boys.
gonna have to pay me more if his ass comes over because he's worth more, even though he sucks and he's on his 0-5 in his last 5 or whatever.
All right, if you could fight him in any organization, what would it be? Bare knuckle?
Fucking at the bar.
Okay, we found our answer from earlier, bro.
I was
There we
asking,
go.
and he
We
never
circled back.
wanted to give me a fucking answer. Who would you fight for free just because you want to smash that motherfucker's face? It is officially Darren Till.
It circled back around. Let's
And I
fucking
guarantee
go.
you, Mike is not the only fucking person either.
But we spod.
Uh-huh. We spot,
that
yes.
go?
I bust his shit open. I did. He was leaking. There was 3 kids. I want to see these kids come forward. There was 3 fucking kids in the room with their little jujitsu gis on, sitting there watching us fucking throw down.
So have you ever told that story before? Because that, I don't know if Sam or Ice Bags, you've seen this before, but like it was a huge meme for a while. Like we had a spa, and it was Darren talking about him and Mike Perry, but no one really knows how it went or if you guys were buddy or what. But you're saying, so you beat him, and there's 3 kids that were there that witnessed it, and no one's ever come out and talked about it.
Yeah, it's I was still learning back then. It was training.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? We're both smart martial artists who train like professionals. We hit each other with good shots. We may have backed off on a couple of things, and definitely a fight adds adrenaline and all these things let loose. And over the years, I've really learned how to like use I use it more in training now. Like with boxing wise, my hands are fucking way worse than they've ever been training. When we get in the boxing ring for training for boxing, we fucking hurt each other bad weekly. And like in MMA, it's like you're doing so much, the body has so much damage that it takes. You're kind of lighter in training. And then there are days that you're like, okay, we're kicking harder, we're punching harder, we're fucking aiming for the head, and we're shooting to kill today. I'm trying to finish people today. Harder body shots for sure, but like I feel like with the smaller gloves, I don't know, your training partners, your brothers every day, you're not fucking spinning heel kicking each other in the head the same way you would if you're fucking fighting in the octagon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And at boxing, we got headgear, cup, shoes, we're laced up, and we're swinging for the fucking fences in training. Guys get out of training talking a little more mush mouth.
Great way to put it.
Fucking happens.
All right, on to the championship fights. We got Moreno against Pantoja. And Moreno's a 190 favorite, and Pantoja's a 165 dog.
That's fucking tough one.
Yeah.
My boy Moreno.
Love Moreno.
Oh, man, but didn't – wait. Pantoja, he lost to Pantoja.
He beat him twice.
Right.
Pantoja, the first time they fought in the Ultimate Fighter.
Pantoja beat Moreno twice?
In the Ultimate Fighter.
But if Moreno is the type of guy, dude, he's the dog that is like been waiting for his opportunity for this.
This is going to be Izzy and Alex all over again, bro.
But Izzy and Alex got the win.
This is going to be
first.
Brandon's. Yeah.
And then Izzy had to come back again, but that was the second for the UFC. Mm-hmm. So
it's a little
numbers
different.
are kind of weird.
Yeah.
This is Moreno's only chance, bro. You're not getting another one. If this guy beats you, he's moving on.
Yep.
I want to see Moreno do it because he's great.
I agree.
Moreno, Mac.
I think it's not even comparable when you look at when they fought they fought Ultimate Fighter, and he was winning the fight until Pantoja caught him with something. I can't remember what, but then in the fight in the UFC, they rematched and he was just getting clobbered. And it doesn't, if you look back, it looks like the same Pantoja, but it looks like a completely different Brandon Moreno. And that's right before Pantoja was a guy that beat him, and then he got sent out of the UFC and went to LFA, became a champion, I believe, and then came back. So Pantoja was the one that kicked him out of the UFC. And dude, that is not the Brandon Moreno we are used to seeing now. And you cannot tell me that the strides he's made training, I believe, like he's trained with Cejudo a little bit. Now I forget where he moved to now, but that dude has, I don't know how many people have ever like incrementally got that much better that fast. Brandon Moreno is a completely different fighter now, and he's going to beat and take this dub back. Yep.
I'm taking the other guy. I'm taking Pantoja. I'm taking him. I think the 2 defeats that he has and that he knocked him out of the UFC, I think that's going to sit wrong with Moreno. And I love Moreno. I was actually cornering somebody else in LFA for Moreno's last fight before he got into the.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I've always loved Moreno. He might be the nicest. He is the nicest champion. He might be the nicest person in the UFC. And I think Pantoja is going to get him. I think Moreno he's 6-1 in his last 7, but 3 of those fights are against the same guy. And those 3 fights against Figueiredo, I would watch a 4th fight. Every fight has been better than the one before. So I love those fights, but he hasn't fought anybody else in, at this point, 4 years or 3 years?
Well, he beat Kai.
He did beat Kai. You're right. He beat Kai somewhere in the middle there.
Who got fucked?
Of his 4 last fights was against the same guy. I think Pantoja is going to do it. He deserves the title shot. Pantoja does. And I think he's going to be in Moreno's head. I think having beaten him twice already, and I know Moreno's made strides, but I think having lost twice to the same guy like that and having it change your career, like getting you kicked out of the UFC, I think that's going to be enough to just give Pantoja the edge in the mindset.
I like that take. That's cool.
I'll say this. I think Moreno and Sam have to be like here on the nicest fucking scale of the fighters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
what about, hold on, because the title goes to Wonder Boy.
Dude, yeah, Wonder Boy too. Those they're three-way tie.
Ariel Helwani gave him the title for NMF.
Did he?
You know who
How about his last fight? That was beautiful.
Sage Northcutt is the nicest human being on the planet, not just fighter. Sage Northcutt is the nicest guy to possibly have ever lived.
That's fair. That's fair. Nah, bro. I think you guys are all like, you can only be so nice, and it's a good thing. Before you're like a pussy, right? You can only be so nice before you're a pussy, and I think all 4 of you guys.
My girlfriend is the nicest or my fiance, about to be wife, is the nicest because she sucks these balls. So, I think in order to be the nicest on the planet, you gotta suck some schmeat.
I lived in Mexico for 5 years. I lived in Mexico for 5 years. They're all really nice until they're not. These Spanish chicks are fucking nice until they're not.
Just get a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, bro. They'll chill down every time, bro.
I'll give the title to Wonder Boy. I'm gonna take my name out of the running for nicest in the UFC if that's what's needed.
Sam is not sucking balls.
He just disqualified himself.
I'm taking Moreno in this one. I think he's gotten so much better. It's not even comparable. But great fucking matchup, great fight, great history, all of it. Love it.
Yeah, that'll be a banger no matter what.
The main one, Volk and Yair. I mean, what a banger.
It's fun.
Yeah, I'll go first on this one. I think it's going to be Volk. I think Volk's going to get it. I'm a little nervous because Volk lost his last fight, and typically once you lose a title shot, it wasn't his title, but once you lose a title shot, you don't win the next fight. And that's like across the board. Very rarely is there a Max Holloway or Robert Whittaker that can bounce back like they have. So that being in there, I don't like the odds being he's minus 400 or something close to it. I think he's overvalued, but I'm still taking him.
I think Volk is too meaty, too thick, too much of a like original style fighter. Like Yair's craziness is his athleticism is unbelievable to watch, but I think it can be a bit much. And when you break it down to like general specifics and what you should do in fighting basics, Volk has the basics, and they say you can win it all with the basics.
But like John Jones told you, wrestling, he can rely on that. Coming from rugby, even his wrestling's outstanding. Were you done? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
No, yeah. Take it.
I'll go last. I'll go last. I know because I want to say something. I want to say something
there,
fucking weird. Yeah, go.
Yeah, I'm taking Volk here. I think Yair has like Mike said earlier, he has these angles, right? Like Roy, we were talking about earlier, like has those angles, and Yair hits you from angles that you just don't fucking see it coming from. But at the same time, when you look at it, a guy like Volk is so steady-headed. And he'll pick his spots, and he'll make his move, and eventually he's just going to be too much for Yair.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with all you guys, but just to be different, and just like I said on the last one, man, like picking Drickus, I'm gonna just make a guess to look cool, but I do feel like there's all the time, man, and we're due for a massive shakeup. You know, like if Irene Aldana would have beat Amanda Nunes or something like that. I just feel like we're due one, and it could be Marino that gets beat, it could be Rob that gets beat, but just for the bragging rights after, I'm gonna pick Yair. Viva la raza, let's go. He catches him with something. Fuck it.
Flying.
Be incredible if he becomes champion,
dude. Wouldn't it? Did you see his colored belt? The belt he made.
Yeah,
it's fucking dope.
It's dope.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the main reason I want Volk to win, honestly. Because if Volk wins, I think you got to give Ilya the fucking title shot.
He doesn't want to fight at 145 after this.
If Yair wins, right?
But he doesn't want. Oh, well, Volk wants to leave 145 after this fight. He's like already talking about going back up and either re-challenging Islam or fighting the winner of Holloway or not Holloway, Poirier. And Gaethje for
all right. If he stays,
okay, sure. Yeah.
I think Volk has to win the fight because if Yair wins the fight, Volk gets an automatic rematch. There's no way he doesn't, right?
That's a fair point.
If
yes.
Volk wins, I think you give Ilya the shot. The performance that he did against Emmett, 50-42, probably one of the most dominating 5-round matches I've ever seen. 50-42. I mean, has there ever been a bigger gap in a major fight?
That's pretty much the max.
He dominated, right? And I think you got to give Ilya the shot. And as Ilya's my boy, and I want to see him. I want to see him fucking fight Volk. To be honest,
that's fair.
And based off what Sam said about how across the board, apparently no one has lost the title and then won the next fight. I feel like Volk could be a guy to do that. Plus, he went up to face.
It wasn't his belt, yeah.
The 155 champ, and he faced that Russian wrestling, and that's supposed to be the best out there, and he put on a hell of a performance. So I think he's really batting down the hatches and found all the kinks, and he's looking to dominate. So it's gonna be a tough fight for Yair.
Yeah, agreed. It's gonna be, but what a card, boys! Like, what a fucking fun card that's gonna be for sure. All right, so Mike,
let me address the comments real quick. Go ahead.
I
can think of one. GSP lost to Matt Serra, came back, beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, it has happened before.
It has happened. Yes. Okay. Yes. Absolutely.
So Mike.
Yeah, you were wrong, Sam.
Yes, Sam.
No. I'm just
and Nunes beat Pena.
Oh, there you go.
Right
there you
go. So it has happened.
You've contradicted yourself twice in 3 minutes, Sam.
Yeah, but I could say every other. I mean, what's his name? The Stylebender too.
There
but
you
could take any other champion. Typically, when they lose, I mean, you can go. They go on a losing streak. Once you're not fighting for the pay-per-view money anymore, it's a big reason not to train as hard. Is what I think it is.
All right. 2 things, Mike.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
One, me and Mac may end up rolling out to Vegas if I make a decision last minute. If so, you and I will party at Omnia together after your wedding.
All right.
2, next time you come in town and hang out with the fam, I'll take you up to Roy's farm, and you guys can go some rounds and train with Roy.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
How dope would
that fire, dude. That'll be lit, man. So, I appreciate y'all's time, man.
Yo, man, Mike, could I bug you for one last thing? It's a plug for tomorrow. So we're gonna have another guest on here tomorrow. And are you a football fan?
Yeah.
Okay. He knows Njoku.
Oh, you do? Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
ask him,
for sure.
what position do you think, if every NFL player had to take like a amateur fight, which position would win the most fights? Like, do you get what I mean? I think it'd be tight ends or running backs, but go ahead.
I think it would be. I kind of wanted to say I think running backs could do some damage, but it's gonna be. But then there's different weight classes because the linemen are a problem. They're 350 pounds of pure muscle and fat.
But look how good
And
Greg
then-
Hardy was. He was shit.
Wide receivers would be good. I think quarterbacks would be very smart about how they fought, but they're punks. So I don't know.
It's not going to be an offensive player. It's going to be defense all day. You got to go in there with that meanness, with that urge that you want to hurt somebody.
Hey, Mike.
I feel like the offensive. That's funny that you say that because an offensive player in a fight, you would think they want to fucking score that knockdown, that knockout. They want to put a hurting on somebody. That's why they play a different sport, I guess. Defensive players, they just want to wreck people for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Like a linebacker,
I would
a
say
cornerback would be super fast.
Offensive players, they spend their entire career trying to stay away from other people. They want to score. They want to not get hit. It's all reactive. Defensive player, you've got one goal: get to the ball, hurt anyone that
But
gets.
that's why I take tight ends.
I don't know, Sam. Sam, if you look at David Njoku, that man is 6'5",
250 pounds of shredded. Yeah, I looked into him. Dude's massive.
Yeah. Yeah, so Mike and I were hanging out with him and his brothers in Miami, and his brothers are literally bigger than he is. It's wild, dude. He's got brothers that are 6'7".
Good dudes. We was turned.
Right?
It was
we
fun
was
night,
turned.
man.
It was a good night, man.
was
I
fun.
love Njoku, homie. Mike's a homie. I appreciate you coming on, brother.
Yeah, thanks for letting
Thank
me
you,
bug
brother.
you.
Hey,
That
should I
last
hit
question.
these talking points or no?
What's it? Yeah.
Next time. Make sure you follow me on IG at Platinum Mike Perry. So thank
My
you
man.
guys. Have a great night.
Thanks, brother.
Have
Appreciate
a
you,
good one,
Mike.
buddy.
You're the
Good to
best.
see you.
All right, let's plug some shit. Let's plug this shit and let's hop because we're
All right.
gonna fucking rant tomorrow too. You guys know
All right.
that.
Yeah.
You do it. Nail it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just wrapped up episode 2, the Overdogs podcast. Follow these hashtags: Overdog Pod, Kenpai Pandas. We're starting a whole thing over here, man. Look at the guests we've had in the first 2 episodes. Make sure to follow us. Follow Platinum Mike Perry. Follow Smiling Sam. Follow Icebags. And don't follow me because honestly, my shit's trash. All right. I'm just happy to be here. I love it. We'll see you next time. Hit subscribe. Don't forget because you don't want to miss out. Spotify, YouTube. Love you. Peace.
Reflexing.
Yeah, we're flexing.
We're waiting.